Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about making a sill brush for a constructor brush, out of a constructor brush actually, because they haven't actually brought one out yet. So I thought, well, I've been using one for quite a few months now and I've devised a fairly simple way of actually fixing one on. So what you're going to need is a piece of rhino tube like this. Measure it out to the same width as the actual constructor brush channel, as you can see there. Okay, the metal part. Get a Stanley knife, right, cut the rhino tube down the middle like that, all the way along, as you can see I've done there. Now if you've got an old constructor brush hanging about, for instance, and a few of the old bits and pieces, this is worth a try. You might have the old upgrade kit as well, in which there's loads of nozzles and all sorts of things inside which you might actually need, because this isn't going to work with the green rinse bar. I've used the old type nozzles here, by the way. If you haven't got any of these, I don't think you can do this, and it's back to being over the top where the feed is, okay, instead of underneath where a lot of people have put it now. Alright, and here's an example actually of the constructor brush I've done with a sill brush attachment, as you can see there. See the angle of it? Actually this works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Okay, but you've got the top rinse here. I've only got 5 jets, but I find that works really good. You could incorporate a few more. Okay, so how to make one of these, I'm just going to show you. Like I said, start off with a bit of rhino tube, okay, cut it in the middle, get some of your blades you've had. This one's snapped in the middle, but it doesn't matter, have that the same length, or cut it the same length as this tube you've just done. Now all you're going to do is actually feed your blade, the bristle blades, into this tube here, and I've cut these about the same size. Right, now this is what you've got. See, I think you can already guess what I'm going to do, can't you? Right, taking all the bristles out of this, it's best to do that. Okay, now the bottom part of this aluminium extrusion, as you can see there, what you need to do is ease it out just a little bit with the pliers, okay, because trying to get this tube in there whilst it's got a bristle blade in there, which has made it quite wide, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So what we do now then, after widening that, is to put this blade in here, line it up, right, it's dead level, get it at the correct angle if you can, okay, so that the actual bristle blade is about the right angle. You'll know it doesn't really matter that much when you see it there. It's almost at right angles to the actual channel. Then what we do, we squeeze it in with the pliers. You might be able to do it with your thumbs if you widened it enough. Yeah, I can just about do that. You might need a bit of soap on this, which will actually help to squeeze it in. See if I can do it with my thumbs. You can actually use the pliers as well. Force it in all the way along. I'm just going to use the pliers here. Give it a little bit of a help. There you can see me doing that. Okay. Squeeze that in all the way along. That's it. That's nicely in there. Okay, I've forced it in. You can actually straighten it as well. because it might end up a little bit crooked. Not that it really matters a lot, but I can tell you now from experience that's going to stay in there if you've done it right. If it doesn't when you're using it, you can always crimp back the channel with the pliers if you want, and that'll stop it from moving. Okay. Next step is, you see this funny shape here. Now, where this tube would normally go, it would connect here, wouldn't it, and go through that channel you've used up. So what do? Well, you block them off, cut them to the same length as the end caps here. Okay, put the end caps on, right, measure that, bring it round your end cap. You might have noticed I've cut the plastic off here, so this is just acting as a buffer now, but anyway, these are just the end cap jets. If you haven't got any of these, you'll have to think of something else, but I've blocked them up with Araldite, the jets, so they don't leak. So all that does then is clip into the end cap there, right, on both sides obviously. So just get that to go in. Right, these just clip in, snap in. So now you actually have a sill brush without the bristles. As you can see there, ready for the screws to go on the other side. And I can promise you that actually really works. Here's the completed one. Although the bristles on this are a bit stiff, but you can see the angle of it. The other thing I will tell you is that the channels, when you put the bristles back in, don't use the channel closest to the sill brush blade, but drop one in. You see this one here? I can just get that in there. Slide that in at one side, so we'll get the other one in. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so you've omitted that channel and that channel, so they're closer together. I only use 2 bristle blades now. There you basically have it, sill brush. So that is job done. See how you get on with it.